Okay, so I've got my outlines, I've got my background, and I've got my selection. What I need to do, though, is to make this cactus look like a cactus again. For some reason, I decided to go through this roundabout way of making it look stylized, and now I need to color it to make it look like it's something again. So, what am I going to do? I've got these layers 2, 3, 4, 5 sitting inside of here. What I could do is go through and paint on each individual layer. If I wanted to, I could go back and sample the original image. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all these eyeballs so I see what it is. There's some fancy tool called the eyedropper that's in Photoshop. If I use it and click on whatever's in the image when I have this layer selected, it will pick up the color of that layer itself. So you see, as I click and drag, what color is going to become the foreground color in my tool here. So if for some reason I want it to have it to be a lighter green than what's currently here, just click and drag until you find something close to it, like that. If you want to adjust it again further, just double click on this here, and then we can go ahead and select a different color. I'm going to choose kind of a lime green, turn on all those layers, and then just go ahead and choose layer 5 as the one that I'm going to start on. All that I'm doing right now is going to select my brush mode. I could choose a different brush type, a different brush tip, a different texture, all that jazz, but for now, I'm just going to use a big circle and then start painting. If I do that, what's going to happen? It's a really soft edge, it's really wide, it doesn't really look like it fits with the actual image itself. But let me go ahead and color this in, just to start. If you use the brackets on the keyboard, which are just underneath the plus and the minus, right bracket increases size, left bracket decreases size. Holding down shift and then clicking those same things increases the hardness or the softness. So soft, hard. And you can see a big difference in that. And you can see a big difference in your actual images. So what I'm going to do to simulate a painting effect, which is kind of fun, I'm going to use... Yes, you hold down shift and then press the brackets to adjust the softness. So shift left decreases the edge hardness and shift right increases it. But for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my brush opacity to, I don't know, 60% or so. To do that, I would normally go up to the top here, or I can just mash 1 through 0 on my keyboard. It's really fast, it's really easy. If I mash two numbers in rapid succession, like 34, it'll pick up 34%. If I do 85, I missed it. There we go. 84, same thing. But I want a soft edge so I can give it that painted effect. I'm going to pick 40%, smaller brush size, and I'm just going to start painting in this area here. And I could use a larger brush if I wanted to. And you can see because I've got the opacity set down where I accidentally overlap, it looks like I'm actually using watercolor. And let's go. All I did was lower the opacity, yes. If I want to make it actually look like it's fitting on the paint, on the image, because right now it looks like it's kind of floating on top, it's not really interacting. I can change the blending mode to multiply. Nope, wrong one. It would have helped if I had painted on the right layer in the first place. Let me go to layer 5, pick multiply, and then try this again. I've got one layer here. And you can see if this would probably benefit me if I used a larger brush size. Just by using that one color of a myriad of ways, I can vary the texture. So if I run over this one right here a couple of times, go away. It looks like it gives it depth without any additional work if I just follow the kind of lighting pattern that I thought might have been there in the first place. If I wanted to choose a different color for the rest of this image, I can pick a different layer. I'm just going to go a little bit lighter, make it a little bit more yellow, and say OK. We go down to layer 4. I'm just going to start painting on this up here. And this is a big spiky thing, so I'm going to make it the same color too. And just for fun, I'm going to accent this just a hair. Now for layer 3, I want to do something similar, but I want to make it a little bit darker. So I'm just going to pick one of these colors here, edit it, drag it down, and then I can go through and make accents. One of the fun things to know about Photoshop is if you click and hold shift in one spot, what it'll do is it'll fill in all the in between. It works best on straight lines, but if I'm holding shift here, see what it did? Remember that last brush location and then filled in the spots between that one and this one. Not something I want to do normally. It's good for special occasions, but overall, meh. Just going to go ahead and fill this in here, fill this in here, and look for where else I may have forgotten. Like these here, small spots. I'm just being really sloppy and rough with this. Now, what I did with this layer is I changed it to multiply. I'm going to do the same thing for these. And you can see how instead of overlaying that texture, it adds to it. Same thing with this one. Instead of overlaying, it's going to add to it. So it brings out that shape that was originally there. And I don't think I had anything in this guy. If you want to, you can adjust the opacity of these individual layers so you get that depth back. So I'm going to leave that one at 100%. Can increase my brush size just a hair and run that over, and then run that over real quick. Pick up my yellow yet again, and then run over the inner parts of this guy. So you see without those layers, I've still got the white. Turning this back on one by one. Most of my painting was done on layer 5. Some accents were done on layer 3. Not much was done on layer 4, but there's still something there. So as they all overlay each other, I get the shape and I get the color back originally that was initially there. Are we good with that one? Good stopping point? All right. Oh, too